Hello again, YouTube. Today I get the pleasure of replacing my radiator, my serpentine belt, let me see, radiator hoses, and my plastic fan on my old Ranger. And one of the things I had to relearn to do, because it's been so long since I did it, was how to get the clutch apart. So I'm going to give you a brief demonstration on how to do that, just in case you might have an antique truck that needs some help. So these are the tools right there, the ones in black, that you're going to need to do this. First tool is, now I've already got this thing apart, so I've got to kind of show you indirectly how to do this. You're going to take that big forked wrench, put it on a breaker bar, and now we're going to pretend that this thing is still assembled. This forked wrench is made to slip over the 4 bolts that hold your pulley to the water pump. I'm going to put that on there. I'm just going to let it rest over here for demonstrative purposes. So you've got that over your 4 bolts, and then you take the long, smaller wrench, and I've also put that on a ratchet handle because you're going to need the leverage. This, again, pretending this is assembled, this is going to go on that nut right there. I'm sorry for the angles. So you've got that right on that big nut on your clutch. And what you're going to do is you're going to crank this thing from your point of view at the front of the vehicle. It's going to be counterclockwise. The books refer to this as a left-handed thread. It's not really, because the threaded end is threaded like everything else is, but on this side of the truck it will appear to be a left-handed thread. And really all you've got to do is just grab that nut. You've got your big wrench over the 4 bolts that hold the pulley onto the water pump, and you're going to crank it this way while holding on to the breaker bar, because you don't want that pressing down on your air intake. And with enough force, that thing will break loose, and then you should be able to mostly crank it off by hand. It shouldn't be very tight, and when you reattach it, it really only needs to be snug. You don't want to crank that thing on there real tight, just in case you have to take it off again. And then once you get that thing loose, then you spin it off, and it comes out as a unit like this. And the reason I'm replacing this is, if you can see, the plastic blades have cracks all the way around. Now I've got to replace my radiator, so I don't want that thing flying apart and flying into what's going to be my new radiator. This is the old one, and you can also see where a bunch of field mice have been camping out in it, in between the radiator and what used to be the air conditioning condenser. I took the air conditioning condenser out for good because my truck doesn't have air conditioning anymore. And really that's the only sticking part. To get the radiator out is like 4 bolts, and it lifts right out. But I did want to show you that. I'd like to be able to show you a better view, but I'm afraid I can't get one. But that's all there is to it. And these 2 wrenches, I'll give you one last view before I stop here. These 2 wrenches, I don't remember how long ago I bought them, but it was quite a while ago for doing Fords. There they are. As I recall, they were sold as pairs. I bought them, and they are well worth whatever price you got to pay, because without those tools to reach in there behind that thing, there's barely enough space to get your fingers in there. but with the wrenches it's pretty easy. So I thought I would share that with you. So until next time.